Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Christina and I post a lot of planner related content on this channel. So for today's Plan With Me, today is a very special Plan With Me. It is a collab with 10 other planner friends on YouTube. They are Amanda of Let's Plan It Together by Mandy on Instagram and YouTube, Amber of planning.with.amber on Instagram or Amber Martinez on YouTube, Brandy of Brandy Plans on Instagram with 4 S's or Brandy Plans with a single S on YouTube, Katie from Katie17 Plans on Instagram or Bullet and Stickers on YouTube, Kristen of Kristen.plans on Instagram or Kristen Plans on YouTube, Kisa from Little Hoot Plans on both Instagram and YouTube, Cricket from PlannerNina_Cricket on both Instagram and YouTube, Leslie from Run With Craft Scissors on both Instagram and YouTube, Stephanie from Sassy Stephanie on both Instagram and YouTube, and Teresa from TeresaB_Plans on Instagram or Teresa Plans on YouTube. So the theme that was chosen for this collaboration, this springtime collaboration, was April showers, so that is why I'm using the kit that I'm using. It is the Chamomile kit from Caress Press. So this week, instead of talking about all of the stickers that I'm putting down, I am going to be answering some questions from a spring tag that was created by Brandy of Brandy Plans. So thank you, Brandy, for creating these questions. And I will go ahead and get started with answering the questions. The first question is, do you like spring? Why or why not? I think I'm a little bit indifferent to spring, to be perfectly honest. I'm not the biggest fan of my allergies starting back up in the spring, and that's usually when my allergies get pretty bad, but it is kind of nice that it gets a little bit warmer, but it's not quite as hot as it gets in the summer. I do live in an area where we experience all 4 seasons, but I think probably my favorite thing about spring is the rain. I really do enjoy the rain and thunderstorms that come with spring just in general. Question number 2 is, list some signs of spring where you live. The earliest signs of spring where I live are typically we see a lot more animals coming out of hibernation, so we tend to see a lot more squirrels and smaller mammals like that coming back out and, digging under the trees from where they've stored their stash over the winter. We do also tend to have a lot more birds because the birds are migrating back to the area after, going to the south for the winter, basically. And then after we get a couple really solid rains, the grass starts to get green again, which is kind of nice. It's very pretty. Rain and mud also tend to be pretty strong indicators of spring starting in my area, as well as all of the snow is melting and it's getting a little bit warmer, plus the rain. And, the grass not being totally green yet, most of the roads and things like that sort of turn into kind of a muddy mess, which is kind of funny, but I would say those are the earliest signs of spring where I live. I guess that's kind of a good segue into the next question, which is, what is the weather typically like during the spring where you live? I would say the best way to describe springtime weather where I live is temperamental. The week that you guys are seeing me plan in my planner right now was a very rainy week. So that entire week, pretty much, it rained, I think, nearly every day. But then this past week, I think it was sunny and 65 degrees Fahrenheit. And it was very pretty outside. And then in the middle of the week, we ended up having snow and I ended up having ice all over my car when I went to work in the morning. But that's pretty typical for my current area for spring. It's one of those areas where if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes and it will completely do a 180 on you. Question number 4 is, what outdoor activities do you enjoy doing in the spring? So I don't typically do a whole lot of outdoor activities, just generally. because I'm allergic to the sun. But yeah, I guess in the springtime, I do enjoy taking my dogs out for walks because usually in the wintertime, it's pretty icy and pretty cold and just too cold on their paws, and they don't really enjoy wearing the puppy boots. So I do really enjoy taking them out for walks where it's not too cold and it's not too hard on their paws. I guess this spring in particular, it's kind of an outdoor activity, but mostly I've just been doing this in my garage. But I've been doing a lot of DIY projects and building things like furniture and tables, and I'm going to be working on an entertainment center soon as well. It's kind of outside because I need to be in sort of a well-ventilated area to do those things, but it's not strictly something that I do outside. Question number 5 is, what holidays do you celebrate during the spring? And what is your favorite spring holiday? Now, to be perfectly honest, I had a really hard time coming up with spring holidays, but I guess the first 3 that would come to mind would be Easter, Mother's Day, and Memorial Day. I'm not really sure that I have a favorite Easter holiday. I'm not really sure that I have a favorite spring holiday. I feel like spring, more than anything else, is sort of a time for reflection. At least in my life, it's sort of one of the quieter times of the year. Following, the holidays in December, and my family has a lot of birthdays in the winter, spring is just very relaxed. So I would say probably, any holiday where I can spend a lot of time with my loved ones, so my friends and family, that would be a holiday that would be considered my favorite. The next question is, what is your favorite spring flower and why? So my favorite spring flower is the cherry blossom. I think that they are absolutely beautiful. I feel like in the spring, I see a lot of photos online from different parts of the world that have cherry blossoms, and they're just always so beautiful and delicate. Something about the pink shade that they are is just very delicate and very pretty. And even when the blossoms fall, it's very pretty as well. It's definitely on my bucket list to be able to go and see a cherry blossom festival. Honestly, I don't know why I haven't done it already, because I just love the flowers. They're gorgeous and they smell very nice as well. But definitely that is something that I would like to do someday. Question number 7 is, do you do spring cleaning, and what does that look like for you? Now, I don't know if I specifically do spring cleaning. I know, I don't have a big spring cleaning spree or anything like that. I know I feel a lot more inspired to do some cleaning when it's springtime and not quite so cold, and, taking things outside, either, that need to be recycled or to be donated. It's not quite so cold outside, and it just feels a lot more convenient to do it then. But I wouldn't say that I do specific spring cleaning. More than anything, I would probably say, after I'm starting to put away my winter clothing and things like that, I do tend to go through the clothing that's in my closet, or, sometimes I have bags that I don't use anymore, and a lot of times, I just don't like to have the extra clutter around. So most of the time, if I'm doing something that would be called or considered spring cleaning, it would just be donating things that I don't need anymore out of my closet to someone else who could use it. Let's see, what is the next question? I think we're on question 8. So that question is, do you celebrate the changing of the seasons, and if so, how? I wouldn't say that I specifically celebrate the changing of the seasons in any way. So I think that answers that question. Question 9 is, do you plant a garden? If so, what does this look like for you? And what do you plant and how? So to be perfectly honest, my husband is really the gardener. He is the one who plants all of our plants for the year. And once that part is done, mostly I just help take care of them through the spring and summer. So I help to water them whenever they need watered and things like that. But, really he does all the hard work as far as planting goes. So we do have a tiny semi-raised garden outside of our house. Last year, my husband planted wildflowers, and some of those are actually coming back up this year. And they are very pretty. And then last year we did also plant jalapeno peppers and a couple different kinds of tomatoes, and we made salsa last year and it was quite good. So I hope we get to do that again this year. But as far as what's been planted this year, I know my husband has a couple of tomato plants going. I think he also has some strawberries as well, and then he did plant a couple things from seeds. I think there are a couple different kinds of squash. I think pumpkin is something that he planted this year. I'm not really sure what the rest of them are, to be perfectly honest, but I guess I'll be surprised when they sprout. The next question is, what is your favorite springtime memory? I don't know that I could really pinpoint a specific memory that sticks out to me, like specifically for springtime or anything like that. I would say probably some of my favorite memories in the spring are, in the past getting together with my family and having, a cookout of some sort, starting up the grill again because, it's no longer below freezing outside, and just spending time with friends and family. And I feel like this year we're all sort of missing that a lot more than we had in the past. It's something that, I don't think, at least for myself, I didn't necessarily appreciate as much as I should have. Getting together with friends and family would be my favorite springtime memory. So as we're sort of getting toward the end of the video here, I did want to go ahead and skip ahead to question 14, which is, what do you enjoy most about doing the spring collaboration? I really wanted to make sure that I had enough time to answer this question in this plan with me because I think it's really important. So my favorite thing about participating in this spring collaboration is the people that I've been able to share it with. I've really enjoyed sharing my love of planning with other planner friends, and I really enjoy seeing everybody else's styles. It's really interesting to me how everyone can take a theme and make it their own and use their own planning style, and it turns out completely differently from everybody else's. The whole process has just been overwhelmingly positive, and I really appreciate being able to share my love of planning with other people who feel the same way. Okay, I might have room for just one more question, so I'm going to hop back to question 11, which is, where do you enjoy going during the spring? When I was younger, we used to go to Florida quite a bit because we had, quite a bit of family down there, but it wasn't something that we did every year or anything like that. I think most of the springtime we typically stay home. So maybe if I were to say, someplace that we would go sort of locally is, I don't know, just going for a drive. We have quite a few nature areas around us, like quite a few parks and things like that. And so probably my favorite place to go in the spring would just be for a drive in my local area. So a couple of things that I want to mention at the end of this plan with me. There will be a playlist linked in the description box below to where you can check out everybody in the collaborations plan with me videos. I highly recommend that you check them out. Please consider subscribing to their YouTube channels and following their Instagram accounts. They are all very lovely people. As always, all of the shops that I have used in this plan with me today are linked down in my description box below where you can check those out. If you have any questions about any specific stickers or anything in this spread that I used, please go ahead and leave them in the comments section below. I will also leave the questions that I answered in this plan with me today in the description box as well, in case you are interested in answering them for yourself. I would love to see your answers in the comments below. I really hope you enjoyed this spread, and I hope you enjoy watching everybody else's videos as well. I hope you all have a fantastic Sunday and a great week ahead, and I will see you in my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.